So you guys want to learn a little bit of meditation? Yeah, let's do some meditation. We'll do it. Let's do it. Okay. So we'll do the accent for meditation because it makes it more authentic. Okay. So we will do the Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. Okay? So I want you to do this. Thumb, this is okay. Curl down the two fingers like this. And we will do the Nadi Shodhana Pranayama, which in English is alternate nostril breathing. You must focus. That's why. You can focus. I'm going to use it. So you must learn to focus. So we are going to do this, okay? So I want you to take the thumb, block the right nostril, and breathe in. Switch and breathe out. Breathe in through the same one. Switch and breathe out. Breathe in. Switch, breathe out. In. Switch, out. You shouldn't be smelling anything. Okay, so let me just explain, okay? So what you want to do is block one nostril, breathe in through one, switch, breathe out through the other. And then breathe in through the same nostril, switch, and breathe out. Okay? So I'm gonna start demonstrating one. Yeah, like, so you guys need to stop fucking typing and lulzing on Twitch chat and actually do it. Because, I mean, watching people meditate isn't gonna do shit for you. Like, you actually have to meditate, right? Like, that's why we're here. So, yeah, so one of your nostrils is gonna be blocked. Right? And it's okay if you do this, you can do pinky if you need to. So one of your nostrils is going to be more blocked than the other. That's completely normal. If you have a deviated septum, you shouldn't do this. Case in point. Yeah, if you have a deviated septum, don't do this practice. So I'm gonna demonstrate. I'm gonna close my eyes. So I want you guys to make sure you get the rhythm. So it's in, switch, out, in, switch, out, in, switch, out, in, switch, out. It's not in, switch, out, switch, in, switch, out. You see that? That's the same one every time. So your spine needs to be straight. That's the only important requirement. You can stand or sit. It doesn't matter. So now we're going to practice. So block the right nostril. That's okay. You can, Soji, you can just use the pinky. Go ahead and finish the round that you're on. Let your eyes remain closed. And just sit with the natural slowing of your thoughts. Feel the slowness of your breath. Now put your palms together in front of you and start to rub them together. Rub, 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 rub. Feel the warmth, the friction, and then cup them over your eyes. Now I want you to take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, slowly open your eyes. And let your hands come down. Okay. So we'll pick back up, I think, on Friday. So I'm going to be co-streaming with Devin Nash on Friday from 3 to 5 Eastern. And, okay, could you explain what we just did? Yeah, okay. So I guess we're not done streaming. Okay, so let me explain a little bit about meditation. So the first thing is, yeah, you should let your mind go wherever it wants to, but the whole goal of switching the fingers is that it returns your attention to the present. So as your mind starts to wander, like this is what happens with your mind. Your mind has a thought, and then you feed into that thought, and it begets another thought. And then the thoughts in your mind start breeding, right? And then soon you have like an infestation of thoughts, and that's what anxiety is. Like if you think about people who suffer from anxiety, they worry about one thing. They're like, oh my God, like I was walking and like one of my shoes was muddy. And then like, what are people going to think? Are they going to think that I don't know how to dress myself? Are they going to think I'm dirty? Like one thought leads to another thought, leads to another thought, leads to another thought. And so the thoughts will start to breed. Now, thoughts are going to have a certain energy or momentum. They're kind of like, you know, if I like roll a tire down the street, like the tire is going to fall over at some point, but it has some momentum. And if I keep feeding the thoughts, the tire is going to keep going and my mind is going to keep going. That's what happens in anxiety. And then the thoughts become overwhelming. When we meditate, the momentum of your thoughts is still going to be there. But the advantage of doing a practice like this is that you have to return to the present and like you have to pay attention. And every time you pay attention to switching your breath and focusing on your breath, you stop paying attention to your thoughts and you stop feeding them. So even though a thought may pop up, if you return to the practice, that thought will just drift away and you'll be back to square one. And the longer you do the practice, the fewer thoughts are going to pop up. And so the goal of this practice is to enter a no-mind state, which is consciousness without mental activity. So it's like a hard state of mind to really think about. But it's like a very important, like it's just a really simple principle, which is that you know, you want to focus your attention on the present and let the thoughts go. And the more you let the thoughts go, the more you're going to enter closer to a state of mind where you're consciousness without thinking. So all you are is pure awareness. And that's the goal. Now, people ask me, like, what does this do? That's the most fundamental thing. There are a lot of specific attributes to the meditation that I teach, and I can't really go into that. But maybe what we can do is have a stream exclusively about like the science and theory behind meditation. So we can cover like from a neuroscience and physiologic perspective, like what does it do to your brain? What does it do to your hormones? What does it do to your cortisol level? What does it do to your adrenaline? What does it do to your sympathetic nervous system? And the other side of that is like, what do the yogis in India like say? Like, why do they say this is good? Because they started doing this stuff before we had MRI scanners and before we had heart rate monitors. So what is their theory behind why this stuff works? So let me just focus on meditation for a second. So you want to do this for 3 to 5 minutes at a time. And then you ideally want to do it every day, but let's start with 3 to 5 minutes a day for 3 days a week. And how do you keep track of time? So there are two. You can set a timer if you want to. But the other thing that you can do is just do it until you're done doing it, which I know sounds weird, but you just start the practice. You can count like a certain number of breaths, like you can do 9 breaths or 18 breaths, or just like do it until you're done. And I know that sounds weird, but you'll be surprised. You'll know when you're done for the day. And that's okay. Don't be judgmental for yourself. Just focus on doing it.